A man left his loving wife because he thought she had no money. He chose a rich mistress, hoping she would give him the good life he wanted. But what will he do when he finds out that the wife he left is a billionaire's daughter? Stay with us as we uncover what happened next. Dear lovely viewers, if you enjoy the stories we share on this channel, please support us by subscribing. Now, let the story begin. It was still early in the morning in the city of Calabar when Udoka sat alone in the living room, staring at her phone with worry all over her face. She had called her husband, Ochuko, almost 5 times that morning, but he did not pick up. Ochuko had not been home for over 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, Udoka had been calling him morning, afternoon, and night, but each time, the phone rang until it stopped. No answer, no message, no explanation. She sat quietly on the chair, holding the phone in her hand. "Ochuko, what did I do?" Udoka said to herself. Her voice was low and weak. Ochuko had done this before. He had ignored her calls before. He had left the house before and punished her with silence. But he had never stayed away for this long. "At least talk to me. Even if you are angry, just tell me what I did," Udoka said softly. Her eyes became wet, but she wiped them quickly. Just then, someone knocked on the door. Udoka lifted her head at once. For a moment, her heart became light. Maybe it was Ochuko. Maybe he had finally come back. She stood up quickly and walked to the door. "Ochuko," she called before opening it. There was no answer. When she opened the door, she saw a young man standing outside. He looked serious and held an envelope in his hand. "Good morning, Ma," the young man said. "Good morning. Please, who are you looking for?" Udoka asked. "Are you Mrs. Udoka?" he asked. "Yes, I am. Is there any problem?" Udoka replied. The young man stretched the envelope toward her. "I was sent to deliver this envelope to you directly from the court," he said. Udoka became confused. "Court? What is this about?" she asked. "Everything you need to know is inside the envelope, Ma. I was only asked to deliver it," the young man said. Udoka collected the envelope slowly. Before Udoka could ask another question, he turned and left. Udoka stood at the doorway for a moment, staring after him. Then she looked down at the envelope in her hand. Her name was written on it, Mrs. Udoka Ochuko. Fear entered her heart. She closed the door slowly and returned to the living room. She opened the envelope. Inside it was a document. She unfolded it carefully and looked at the heading. Notice of divorce. Petition. Udoka froze. Her eyes moved down the document. Then she saw Ochuko's name. Mr. Ochuko, petitioner. Divorce? Udoka said, her voice breaking. She held the paper with both hands. "Ochuko filed for divorce?" she asked. The same man she had been calling for 2 weeks had not answered her. "Why? What did I do?" Udoka asked through tears. As she sat there, the words on the paper became blurry. Her heart was filled with pain and confusion. Slowly, her mind went back to the beginning. Before the marriage, Udoka owned a boutique. That was where she first met Ochuko. He came in one afternoon to buy clothes. He looked neat and spoke well. Udoka showed him some clothes. He asked questions and she answered him politely. At first, it was only a normal conversation between a customer and a boutique owner, but after that day, Ochuko kept coming back. Soon, they became close. Ochuko knew how to speak gently. He knew how to make Udoka feel special, and soon Udoka grew fond of him, and they became closer. One day, after visiting the boutique again, he waited until there were no customers around. "Udoka, can I tell you something?" Ochuko asked. "What is it?" Udoka replied. "I don't want you to see me as just a customer anymore. I like you. In fact, I love you," Ochuko said. Udoka looked away, feeling shy and confused. "Ochuko, you barely know me," she said. "Then allow me to know you. Give me a chance. I'm serious," Ochuko replied. Udoka already liked him too. That was how their relationship started. At first, everything felt sweet. Ochuko called her often. He came around. He asked about her day. He made her feel loved. But not long after, Udoka began to notice something strange. Ochuko was always asking her for money. At first, he always had reasons that seemed genuine. Sometimes he even promised to pay her back. Because Udoka loved him, she helped him. But it kept happening. One afternoon, Ochuko came to the boutique looking worried. "Baby, I need you to send me some money," Ochuko said. "Ochuko, you asked me for money last week," Udoka replied. "I know, but this one is different," he said. "Every time you ask, it is always different. The money I have is for my business. I cannot keep removing large amounts like this," Udoka said. Ochuko's face changed. "So now I am disturbing you?" he asked. "That is not what I said," Udoka replied. "No, say it. You think I'm using you," Ochuko said. "Ochuko, please don't twist my words," Udoka said. "Keep your money," Ochuko said. Then he walked away. After that day, he stopped calling her. He did not come to the boutique. He did not reply to her messages. For days, Udoka was worried. She called him many times, but he did not answer. Finally, she begged him and sent the money. Only then did Ochuko return, acting as if nothing had happened. That was when Udoka began to see another side of him. Whenever she refused to give him money, he would leave her for days. He would not call. He would not visit. He would not speak to her until she begged him and gave him the money. Deep down, Udoka started asking herself a painful question. Was this really love? Or was Ochuko only interested in what he could get from her? Back in the present, Udoka looked again at the divorce notice in her hand. Her heart tightened. Ochuko had now taken the matter to court. Then another memory returned. It was not even up to 3 months after they started dating when Ochuko proposed to her. Everything felt rushed. She loved him, but she was also worried. She remembered the money issues. She remembered the silent treatment. She remembered how he changed whenever she refused to help him. Still, the excitement of the moment touched her heart. "Please say yes, Udoka. I love you," Ochuko said. "Yes," Udoka replied softly. Ochuko looked happy. "You will not regret this," he said. But even after saying yes, Udoka was not fully at peace. She told Ochuko that she wanted him to meet her parents before they made any serious plans. "Of course, I am ready," Ochuko replied. But Ochuko did not know the truth about Udoka. He did not know that she was the daughter of Mr. Soludo Orca, the CEO of Orca Energy, a popular multi-million company that produced power-generating technologies. Many people knew the company, but not many people knew the CEO personally. And only a few people knew much about his family. The Orca family was very wealthy, but they lived a quiet life. Ochuko knew nothing about this. To him, Udoka was only a boutique owner. Because of the way Ochuko had been asking for money, Udoka was afraid to reveal her true family background. She wanted to know if he truly loved her or if he was only after money. So that night, she went home to see her mother. When she arrived, she sat with her mother in the living room. "Mummy, Ochuko proposed to me," Udoka said. Her mother's face lit up immediately with excitement. "What? He proposed? My daughter is finally getting married," her mother exclaimed, clapping her hands in joy. "Ah, Udoka, this is wonderful news. I've been waiting for this day. I've been praying for a good man to come into your life, and now it has happened." She stood up and pulled Udoka into a tight embrace, smiling widely. "My daughter is getting married," she repeated happily. But as she held Udoka, she noticed that her daughter was not smiling. Slowly, her excitement faded. She pulled back and looked closely at Udoka's face. "Udoka, what is wrong?" her mother asked, her voice now filled with concern. "Mummy, I love Ochuko, but I'm scared," Udoka said. She told her mother everything. She explained how Ochuko kept asking for money. She explained how he would stop talking to her whenever she refused. She also told her mother that Ochuko did not know her real family background. Her mother listened carefully. "Mummy, sometimes I feel like he loves me, but sometimes I feel like he loves what he thinks I have," Udoka said. Her mother became quiet. After thinking for a while, she gave Udoka an idea. "We will allow the marriage plans to continue, "But we will not reveal who we truly are yet," her mother said. Udoka looked at her. "What do you mean?" she asked. "I'll try to convince your father, so we can host him in one of the simple rental apartments we built. A place that does not look rich. If Ochuko truly loves you, he will respect you and your family even if he thinks you are not from a wealthy home," her mother said. The idea sounded reasonable to Udoka. Later, her mother spoke to Mr. Soludo and explained the seriousness of the matter. She told him that if their only daughter married the wrong man, everything they had built as a family could be affected. At first, Mr. Soludo was reluctant, but when he thought about it deeply, he realized his wife was right. Udoka was their only child, and it was important to know the true character of the young man who wanted to marry her. Finally, he agreed. Some days later, Udoka brought Ochuko to the simple apartment they had chosen. Her parents received him there. The place was clean, but it did not look rich. Ochuko looked around, but he did not say anything bad. "You are welcome, Ochuko," Udoka's mother said. "Thank you, Ma," Ochuko replied. Mr. Soludo asked him questions, and Ochuko answered smoothly. After that visit, the marriage arrangements began. Not long after, Udoka and Ochuko got married. Back in the present, tears finally fell from Udoka's eyes as she held the court document. She looked at the first line and read it softly. "Take notice that a petition for the dissolution of marriage has been filed before this honorable court by your husband, Mr. Ochuko, the petitioner in this matter." Udoka read. She stopped. "Dissolution of marriage," she repeated. The same Ochuko who rushed to marry her was now asking the court to end the marriage. Another painful memory came back. After the wedding, Ochuko's attitude became worse. The money he asked for became higher. Sometimes he did not even give a serious reason. He only expected Udoka to provide it. One evening, he came into the living room. "Udoka, I need money," Ochuko said. "For what?" Udoka asked. "Must I explain everything?" Ochuko replied. "Ochuko, I am your wife. I should know what the money is for," Udoka said. "I said I need money. That should be enough," he said. When he mentioned the amount, Udoka stared at him. "Ochuko, that is too much. I don't have that kind of money to give out now," she said. "You don't have money or you don't want to give me?" Ochuko asked. "That is not fair," Udoka replied. "Keep it," Ochuko said. Then he left the room. The next morning, he left the house. He did not return that night. He did not pick her calls. This became a pattern. Anytime Udoka refused to give him money, Ochuko would leave the house. Sometimes he stayed away for days, sometimes almost a week. It broke Udoka's heart. One night, Udoka sat up in bed while Ochuko slept beside her. She thought about everything, the begging, the money, the silence, the way he changed whenever she said no. The marriage no longer felt like love. It felt like Ochuko had married her because of what he thought she could give him. That night, an idea came to her. If Ochuko wanted money so badly, then she needed to know what he would do if he believed the money was gone. The next day, Udoka went home and told her mother everything. "Mummy, I feel like he married me because of the boutique. I want to test him," Udoka said. "What do you want to do?" her mother asked. Udoka explained her idea. She would tell Ochuko that the boutique did not really belong to her. She would tell him that her mother owned it and that the business was failing. She would also tell him that her mother wanted to close it for the meantime. If Ochuko truly loved her, he would stand by her, but if he loved the money, his reaction would show. Her mother agreed. That evening, Ochuko came home from work. He was still acting cold because Udoka had not given him the money he asked for. Later that night, when they went to bed, Udoka touched his arm gently. "Ochuko, please, I want to tell you something important," she said. "What is it?" Ochuko asked coldly. "First, I'm sorry about the money. I did not mean to make you angry," Udoka said. Then she picked up her phone and sent him the money he had asked for. A few seconds later, his phone made a sound. When he checked it and saw the alert, his face changed a little. "So you had the money all this while?" Ochuko asked. Idoka swallowed the pain in her heart. I sent it because I don't want us to keep fighting, she said. Ochuko said nothing. But there is something serious I need to tell you, Idoka continued. What is it? Ochuko asked. The boutique business has been having problems, Idoka said. Ochuko looked at her. What problems? He asked. The business is no longer doing well. My mother came to inspect it because some money was unaccounted for, Idoka said. Ochuko sat up. Your mother came to inspect your boutique? He asked. Yes, Idoka replied. Why would your mother inspect your boutique? Ochuko asked. Idoka looked at him. This was the moment. Because she is the real owner, Idoka said. Ochuko stared at her. What did you say? He asked. My mother owns the boutique. I've only been managing it, Idoka said. Ochuko's face changed at once. Are you telling me the boutique does not belong to you? He asked. Ochuko, please let me explain, Idoka said. Answer me first, he said. It belongs to my mother, Idoka replied. Ochuko became angry. So all this while, you made me believe you owned that business, he asked. I did not say it like that. I was managing it, Idoka replied. The business is no longer making profit. My mother said she may close it for the meantime, she added. Ochuko turned to her sharply. What do you mean the business is closed? He asked. Idoka felt pain in her chest. Ochuko, I said she may close it for now because it is not doing well, she said. So where does that leave us? Ochuko asked. Idoka stared at him. What do you mean? She asked. Don't ask me what I mean. You know exactly what I mean, he said. Idoka looked at him with pain in her eyes. Why are you so upset about the boutique? She asked. Why are you making me feel like you married me because of the boutique? Ochuko became quiet. That silence told Idoka everything. Her fear had been right. Ochuko looked away. I'm going to sleep, he said. Then he turned away from her. But Idoka did not sleep that night. 2 days later, Idoka went out. When she returned home, the house was too quiet. She entered the bedroom and went to the closet. The side where Ochuko kept his clothes was empty. His bags were gone. Ochuko, Idoka called. No answer. He had packed his things and left. No note, no message, and no explanation. From that day until now, Idoka had not heard from him. Back in the present, Idoka looked around the living room. This was the same rented apartment where she had waited for Ochuko for over 2 weeks. This was the same house where she had called him again and again. But Ochuko never came back. Instead, he sent her a court divorce notice. Idoka looked at the document again. The rent was due in 1 week. She wiped her tears slowly. Now she understood everything. The test is complete, she said softly. Ochuko failed, she added. She signed the necessary part of the document and stood up. Then she went into the room and packed her bags. This time she did not cry. When she finished, she picked up her phone and called her driver. Good morning, Ma, the driver said. Come and pick me up, Idoka said. Yes, Ma, I'm on my way, the driver replied. A few minutes later, an SUV stopped in front of the house. The driver came down, carried her bags, and placed them in the trunk. Idoka stepped out of the apartment and looked back one last time. This simple house had been part of the test, and now the test was over. She entered the SUV quietly. As the car drove away, Idoka looked out through the window and took a deep breath. Ochuko thought he had dumped a broke woman. He thought he had left a wife who had nothing, but he had no idea that the woman he abandoned was the only daughter of Mr. Soludo Orca. By the time he would find out the truth, it might already be too late. Meanwhile, in another part of Calabar, Ochuko sat in a bar with 2 of his friends after work. The 3 men worked in the same company, and they had stopped by to drink before going home. Ochuko sat with his back relaxed against the chair. He looked calm, almost too calm for a man whose marriage was breaking apart. His 2 friends had been watching him for some time. They had noticed that Ochuko had changed. These days, he no longer spoke much about his wife. Instead, he was always moving close to Madame Biola, the daughter of Chairman Ekubor. Chairman Ekubor was the CEO of their company, Ekubor Group, and everyone knew his daughter. Biola was rich, confident, and well-respected. Many workers treated her with care because of who her father was. One of Ochuko's friends placed his drink on the table and looked at him closely. "Ochuko, I have noticed something," his friend said. "These days, you have been moving very close to Madame Biola, Chairman Ekubor's daughter." The other friend looked at Ochuko too. "Yes, I have noticed it too," he added. "You are always around her now." Ochuko did not look ashamed. He only leaned back in his chair and looked at them with a serious face. "I intend to marry her," Ochuko said. For a few seconds, his friends stared at him. Then they laughed, thinking he was joking. "Marry her?" one of them asked. "Ochuko, what kind of joke is that?" "I'm not joking," Ochuko said. The laughter slowly died. His friends looked at each other, then looked back at him. "Marry Biola?" the other friend asked. "What about your wife?" Ochuko gave a small, proud smile. "By now, Idoka has probably seen the divorce notice," he said. The two men became quiet at once. The whole mood at the table changed. One of his friends placed his cup down slowly. "Divorce notice?" he asked. Ochuko took a sip from his drink as if what he had said was nothing. "Yes," Ochuko replied. His friends stared at him in shock. "What do you mean by that?" one of them asked. "Ochuko, how could you do something like that? Your marriage has not even reached 1 year." The other friend leaned forward, looking confused. "What exactly did Idoka do to deserve this?" he asked. Ochuko looked at both of them as if they were the ones who did not understand life. He leaned back in his chair. "I cannot waste my life with a woman who does not have enough money to spend on me as her husband," he said. His friends became more shocked. They had known Ochuko for some time, but they had never heard him speak like this before. One of them looked at him with disappointment. "Ochuko, are you hearing yourself?" he asked. "You are the man in the marriage. Are you not supposed to stand as the provider?" Ochuko's face changed at once. "I did not come to this life to suffer for any woman," Ochuko said. His voice was firm. His two friends became quiet. Ochuko continued. "Any woman who is not ready to spend on me does not deserve me," he said. His friends could not believe what they were hearing. One of them breathed deeply and moved closer to the table. "So you left your wife because you think she does not have enough money?" he asked. "I left her because she lied," Ochuko said. "How did she lie?" the other friend asked. "All this while, I thought the boutique belonged to her," Ochuko said, "only for her to tell me that the business belongs to her mother. Then she said the business was not doing well and that her mother wanted to close it." His friends listened in silence. Ochuko's eyes hardened. "Tell me, how can I build a future with that kind of woman?" he asked. "A woman who made me believe she had something, only for me to find out that she had nothing." One of his friends stared at him. "Ochuko, is that why you married her? Because of her boutique?" he asked. Ochuko did not answer quickly. That short silence said enough. His friend's face changed. "Ochuko, this is not right," he said. Ochuko gave him a cold look. "What is not right?" Ochuko asked. "Should I remain in a marriage that will not benefit me?" "Marriage is not only about benefit," his friend said. Ochuko laughed under his breath, but there was no joy in it. "That is what poor people say," Ochuko replied. His friends looked at him as if he had become a stranger. The other friend spoke slowly. "And now you want to marry Madame Biola because she is rich?" Ochuko smiled again. "Biola is not like Idoka," he said. "Biola comes from a real rich family. Her father is Chairman Ekubor. Everybody knows them. That is the kind of woman a man like me should be with." His friends were shocked by his pride. One of them stared at him for a long moment. "Ochuko, be careful," he said. "You are leaving a wife who loved you for a woman you think will give you money. That kind of thing can end badly." Ochuko's face became hard. "Nothing will end badly," he said. "I know what I am doing." The other friend looked at him with concern. "Does Biola even know you're still married?" he asked. Ochuko picked up his drink again. "She will know what she needs to know," he said. His friends looked at each other. That answer made them even more worried. "Ochuko, this is dangerous," one of them said. "You sent your wife a divorce notice without even sitting down to talk with her." "I have nothing to discuss with Udoka," Ochuko replied. The table became silent. At first, the two men thought maybe Ochuko was drunk, but when they looked at his face, they knew he meant every word. He had already made up his mind. One of his friends leaned back and looked away. The other one kept staring at Ochuko in silence. The drinks remained on the table, but the joy was gone. Ochuko did not seem bothered. In his mind, he had left behind a woman who had nothing. In his mind, he was moving toward a better life. Far away from that bar, in one of the choice areas of Calabar, inside a big luxurious house, Udoka sat with her mother and father in the dining area. The house was quiet, but it was not like the rented apartment she had just left. This was her real home. A home Ochuko had never seen. A plate of food was in front of Udoka, but she could not eat. The spoon was beside the plate, untouched. Her eyes were low. Her heart was still heavy. Even though she now knew the truth about Ochuko, the pain did not leave her. She had loved him. She had married him. She had hoped the marriage would work. Now, it had ended with a court notice. Her mother sat close to her and gently touched her back. "My daughter, you did the right thing," her mother said softly. Udoka did not speak. Her mother continued, "At least now, we know the kind of man he truly is." Udoka swallowed hard. "Mummy, I knew something was wrong," she said quietly. "But I still hoped I was mistaken." Her mother looked at her with pity. "I know," she said. "You loved him. That is why it hurts." Udoka looked at the food in front of her. "He did not even call me," she said. "He did not come back to explain. He just sent a divorce notice." Her mother's face became sad. "That tells you everything," she replied. Udoka's father, Mr. Saludo Orca, sat across from them. His face was calm, but the pain in his eyes was clear. He had been quiet for some time, listening to his daughter speak. At last, he breathed deeply. "I'm thankful I listened to your mother," Mr. Saludo said. He paused and looked down for a moment. "It is painful to know that Ochuko is not to be trusted," he said. "It hurts me because he hurt my daughter." Udoka's eyes became wet again. Her father looked at her with deep care. "But I am also grateful that we found out the truth before making bigger mistakes," he added. Udoka said nothing. She only looked back at the food in front of her. Her marriage had not even reached 1 year. Yet it had already ended with a court notice. Her mother moved closer to her and held her hand. "You are home now," her mother said. "You are safe. Let Ochuko go with the choice he has made." Udoka closed her eyes for a moment. The words touched her, but the pain was still there. Somewhere in the same city, Ochuko was sitting in a bar, talking about marrying another woman as if Udoka had never mattered. Ochuko thought he was walking into wealth, but he had no idea that the woman he threw away had returned to the kind of home he could only dream of entering. Months passed, and life slowly went on. Udoka returned to her boutique and continued running her business as usual. Every morning she opened the shop. She attended to customers. She smiled when she needed to smile. She spoke well when people came in to buy things. But deep inside, she was still trying to heal. Her marriage had ended in a painful way, and even though she tried not to think about Ochuko, some memories still came back from time to time, but Udoka kept moving. She told herself that her life could not stop because one man failed to love her properly. One afternoon, Udoka went to a supermarket to buy a few things. She stepped outside with her shopping bag in her hand after buying what she needed. She was about to walk straight to her car when she saw something that made her stop. A short distance away, a luxurious car had just stopped. Udoka looked at the car for a moment. Then the door opened. Ochuko stepped out. Udoka's body became still. For a few seconds, she could not move. Ochuko looked neat and proud, as if nothing had ever happened. He stepped away from the car, then moved to the other side. An elegant young lady stepped out after him. She looked rich. She looked confident. Her dressing, her hair, and the way she carried herself showed that she was not an ordinary woman. Ochuko held her hand. They smiled at each other and started walking toward the entrance of the supermarket. Idoka stood where she was, holding her shopping bag. Her heart felt heavy, but she forced herself to remain calm. As Ochuko and the lady came closer, Ochuko suddenly saw her. Their eyes met. For a brief moment, his face changed. He looked shocked. Idoka saw it clearly, but almost immediately, Ochuko looked away. He held the lady's hand more firmly and continued walking as if he did not know Idoka, as if she was a stranger. The lady beside him noticed nothing. She kept smiling and talking to him as they walked past. Idoka did not ask him anything. She only stood there and watched them enter the supermarket. Then she slowly turned and looked at the car they had stepped out from. It was expensive. Ochuko had found another woman with money. The way the lady looked, the car, the confidence, the way Ochuko held her hand with pride, everything made Idoka suspect the truth. He had gone after her for the same reason he stayed with Idoka. Money. For a moment, pain touched Idoka's heart again. Not because she wanted Ochuko back. The pain came because she now saw clearly that Ochuko had not changed. He had only moved to another target. Idoka took a deep breath. "No," she said quietly to herself. "I will not waste my emotions on him again." Her voice was low, but firm. She walked to her car, entered quietly, and drove away. She did not look back. A week later, Idoka was in her office at the boutique when one of her friends came to visit her. Idoka was sitting behind her desk, checking some papers. Her friend entered with a serious look on her face. "My dear, good afternoon," her friend said. Idoka looked up and smiled a little. "Good afternoon. You came without calling me," Idoka said. "I was around the area, so I decided to check on you," her friend replied. Idoka pointed to the chair in front of her desk. "Sit down. How have you been?" she asked. "I'm fine, but I should be asking you that question," her friend said. Idoka understood what she meant. "I'm trying," Idoka replied. "Some days are easy, some days are not. But I am trying." Her friend looked at her with care. "That is good. You have to keep going," she said. They talked for a while about the boutique and other small things. Then, after some minutes, her friend became quiet. Idoka noticed the change in her face. "What is it?" Idoka asked. Her friend looked at her closely. "Haven't you heard?" she asked. Idoka became confused. "Heard what?" she asked. Her friend adjusted herself on the chair. "It is about Ochuko," she said. Idoka's face changed a little. "What about him?" Idoka asked. Her friend looked surprised. "So you have not heard?" she asked. "No, I have not," Idoka replied. Her friend breathed deeply. "Ochuko is now in a relationship with a lady named Biola," she said. Idoka became still. Her friend continued. "She is the heiress to that Ekubor Group company, and from what I heard, that is the same company where Ochuko works." Idoka remembered the supermarket immediately. The elegant young lady, Ochuko holding her hand, Ochuko pretending not to know her. "So her name is Biola," Idoka said quietly. Her friend looked at her with surprise. "You know her?" she asked. "I don't know her," Idoka replied, "but I saw him recently with a young lady at the supermarket." Her friend leaned forward. "You saw them?" she asked. "Yes," Idoka said. "They came out of a car together. They were holding hands and smiling." Her friend's face became serious. "Then it is true," she said. Idoka looked away for a moment. "I suspected it from what I saw," she said. "It was clear that the lady had money." Her friend looked at her carefully. "My dear, that man has not changed," she said. "He probably went after Biola because of money, just like he did with you." Idoka looked back at her. "I thought about that too," she said. But those things are no longer my concern." Her friend stared at her. "Why would you say it is not your concern?" she asked. Udoka leaned back in her chair. "What do you want me to do?" she asked. "Ochuko has made his choice. He sent me a divorce notice. He left me without looking back. I have no business in his life again." Her friend did not answer at once. She looked at Udoka for a while, then spoke gently. "I understand you," her friend said. "I know you are hurt. I know you want peace. But think about that lady too." Udoka's eyes narrowed a little. "What about her?" she asked. "Beola may not know the kind of man Ochuko is," her friend said. "She may think he truly loves her." Udoka looked down. Her friend continued, "You were wise enough not to reveal your family identity to him. Because of that, you were able to test him and discover his true character." Udoka listened quietly. "But this other lady may not know anything," her friend said. "She may think Ochuko is a good man. She may think he wants her for love." Udoka's face became heavy. Her friend leaned closer. "If you stay silent and he succeeds with his plan, it will feel like he has won," she said. "And if something bad happens to that innocent lady, your conscience may trouble you because you knew the truth and said nothing." Udoka did not speak. Her friend's words touched a place in her heart that she had tried to close. She did not want to think about Ochuko anymore. But Beola had not hurt her. Beola might not know anything. Udoka remembered the way the young lady had smiled at Ochuko in the supermarket. She had looked happy. She had looked safe beside him, but Udoka knew the man standing beside her. She knew the way Ochuko could pretend when he wanted something. "What do you think I should do?" Udoka finally asked. Her friend answered calmly. "Find a way to warn her," she said. Udoka looked at her. "Warn her?" she asked. "Yes," her friend replied. "Tell her what happened. Explain everything to her. Let her know the kind of man Ochuko really is." Udoka looked unsure. "What if she does not believe me?" she asked. "Then you have done your part," her friend said. "If she listens, fine. If she refuses to listen, the blame will no longer be on you." Udoka looked away. But deep down, she knew her friend was making sense. If she kept quiet and Ochuko hurt Beola the same way he hurt her, would she be able to forgive herself? Udoka slowly placed her hand on the desk. "I don't know," she said. "I need to think about it." Her friend looked at her with understanding. "Think about it," she said, "but don't take too long. Because a man like Ochuko will not wait. If he has already set his eyes on Beola, then he will move fast." Those words stayed with Udoka. She did not answer. She only sat there quietly, thinking. For weeks, she had tried to put Ochuko behind her, but now, because of Beola, the past was standing in front of her again, and this time, Udoka had to decide whether to remain silent or speak before another woman walked into the same trap. A few weeks later, at Ekubo Group, it was closing hour. Workers were already leaving the company premises. A short distance away from the gate, Udoka stood beside her parked car. She had been there for some time. Her eyes stayed on the gate as different cars drove out. She had made her decision. She wanted to speak to Beola. For days, Udoka had thought about what her friend told her. At first, she did not want to get involved. She did not want to look like a bitter ex-wife. But each time she remembered Beola smiling beside Ochuko at the supermarket, her heart became troubled. Beola did not know. She might be walking into the same pain Udoka had just escaped from. So Udoka came to Ekubo Group that evening, hoping to meet her before it was too late. After waiting for a while, she saw a familiar luxurious car coming out through the gate. Udoka looked closely. It was the same car she had seen at the supermarket. Her heart became heavy. As the car moved closer, she looked through the windshield and saw the woman driving. It was the same lady she had seen with Ochuko. Beola. Udoka took a careful step forward and raised her hand, signaling the driver to slow down. Inside the car, Beola saw a woman standing ahead. At first, she was confused. Then she became a little annoyed. She had somewhere to go, and she did not understand why a stranger was trying to stop her car outside the company gate. Still, she slowed down and stopped. She wound down the window and looked at Udoka. "Can I help you?" Biola asked, her voice showing that she was in a hurry. Udoka walked closer to the window, keeping her face calm. "My name is Udoka," she said. "Please, are you Biola?" Biola looked at her with suspicion. "Yes, I am," Biola replied. "What is this about?" Udoka took a small breath. "I need to tell you something very important," Udoka said. Biola frowned. "Please, make it fast. I'm heading somewhere," Biola said. Udoka could see that Biola was not ready to listen there. She looked around. This was not the right place for what she needed to say. "I understand," Udoka said calmly. "But this is not something I can say properly by the roadside. Can we meet somewhere private whenever you are free?" Biola looked at her from head to toe, not sure what answer she could give. Udoka opened her handbag and brought out her complimentary card. "Please take this," Udoka said. Biola collected the card, still looking impatient. At first, she only glanced at it, but the moment her eyes landed on the name and company, her face changed. Orca Energy. Udoka Orca. Her position was written clearly on the card. Biola looked at the card again. Orca Energy was not a small company. Everybody who knew serious business in Calabar knew that name. The company was popular and powerful. Biola slowly looked up. The woman standing beside her car was not ordinary. "You are from Orca Energy?" Biola asked. But Udoka had already stepped back. "Call me whenever you are ready," Udoka said. Then she turned and walked back to her car. Biola watched her leave. This time she was no longer annoyed. She was curious. At first, she thought the woman might have come with a business proposal, but the look on Udoka's face did not look like business. It looked serious. It looked personal. Biola looked down at the card again. Udoka Orca. The name stayed in her mind. For the rest of that day, Biola could not stop thinking about the strange meeting. Who was Udoka? Why did she stop her outside the company? Later that evening, Biola did some research. What she found made her sit still for a moment. Udoka Orca was the daughter of Mr. Soludo Orca, the CEO of Orca Energy. She was also the heiress. Biola became even more curious. If Udoka was from such a powerful family, then why did she come alone to stop her by the roadside? Why did she look so worried? And what did she want to say? Biola stared at the complimentary card for a long time. Something about it did not feel ordinary. Later that week, Biola scheduled a meeting with Udoka. They agreed to meet at a quiet park. When the day came, Biola arrived first. She sat on a bench, looking around from time to time. She was calm on the outside, but inside, many questions were troubling her. A few minutes later, Udoka arrived. She walked toward Biola and greeted her politely. "Thank you for agreeing to meet me," Udoka said. Biola looked at her carefully. "I came because I want to know what this is about," Biola replied. Udoka sat down beside her, leaving a little space between them. For a moment, she did not speak. She had prepared herself for this meeting, but now that she was facing Biola, it was not easy. Still, she knew she had to say the truth. "Are you in a relationship with a man named Ochuko?" Udoka asked. Biola's eyes changed immediately. She was not expecting that question. "Yes," Biola replied slowly. "Why are you asking?" Udoka was quiet for a moment. "Ochuko is my ex-husband," Udoka said. Biola froze. "What?" she asked. Biola stared at her as if she did not understand what she had just heard. Biola became defensive. "What do you mean he is your ex-husband?" she asked. "Ochuko never told me he had been married before." "I know," Udoka said softly. "That is why I wanted to speak to you." Udoka opened her phone without saying much. Then she showed Biola a picture from her marriage with Ochuko. Biola took the phone slowly. Her eyes stayed on the picture. Ochuko was there. Udoka was there. It was clearly a wedding picture. Beola's hand became still. Udoka swiped to another picture, then another. Beola looked at the photos in silence until she could not take it anymore. "Stop," Beola said quietly. Udoka stopped. Beola handed the phone back to her. For some seconds, neither of them spoke. Beola looked away, trying to control herself. Ochuko had never mentioned any marriage. Finally, Beola looked back at Udoka. "Why are you telling me all this?" Beola asked. Udoka's face was calm, but her voice carried pain. "I am telling you because I wish someone had warned me before I got deeply involved with him," Udoka said. Beola did not speak. Udoka continued. "I met Ochuko when he came to my boutique. At first, he was kind. He spoke well. He made me feel special. I thought he loved me," Udoka said. Beola listened quietly. "But not long after we started dating, he began to ask me for money," Udoka said. "At first, I helped him because I cared about him, but it became too much." Beola looked at her, but she still said nothing. Udoka's words were starting to sound familiar. "Sometimes he asked for large amounts. Sometimes he wanted expensive things, and whenever I refused, he would stop talking to me," Udoka said. "He would stay away for days. He would not call. He would not answer my calls. He would only return when I begged him or gave him what he wanted." Beola looked down. Udoka went on. "I did not reveal my real family background to him because I wanted to be sure of his heart," Udoka said. "To him, I was only a boutique owner." Beola slowly looked at her again. Udoka continued. "My parents and I tested him. We let him believe my family was simple. Later, I told him the boutique did not really belong to me and that the business was not doing well." Beola listened closely now. "What did he do?" she asked. "He changed," Udoka replied. "He became angry." Beola's lips parted slightly, but no words came out. "2 days later, he packed his things and left," Udoka said. "He did not call. He did not explain. The next thing I received was a divorce notice from court." Beola looked away again. Her heart was beginning to feel heavy. As Udoka spoke, Beola started remembering many things. Ochuko had asked her for money many times. There was always one urgent problem, and because she liked him, she gave him the money without thinking too much about it. She had never asked too many questions. She had never refused him. Now Udoka's words were touching her heart in a different way. Udoka saw the change in Beola's face. "I only came because I have seen you with him," Udoka said, "and I would not feel right if I kept quiet while knowing what I know." Udoka's voice became softer. "If you choose to continue with him, that is your decision," Udoka said, "but at least now I have told you the truth." Beola looked at her with confusion and worry in her eyes. "How do I know you are not saying this because you are hurt?" Beola asked. Udoka looked at her calmly. "You don't have to believe me today," Udoka replied. "Just watch him." Beola became still. Udoka continued. "Refuse him once. Say no to one money request. Then watch what he does." Beola did not speak. Those words touched her deep. Udoka stood up slowly. "I have done what I came to do," she said. "The rest is your choice." Beola looked up at her. After saying that, Udoka turned and left. Beola remained seated at the park. She did not move for a long time. The place was quiet, but her mind was not. She remembered Ochuko. She remembered how he always found a way to bring up money whenever they were together. She remembered the small requests, then the bigger ones. She had never seen it as a problem before, but now, after hearing Udoka's story, everything looked different. For the first time, doubt entered her heart. She did not want to believe Udoka blindly, but she also could not ignore what she had seen and heard. Ochuko had hidden a whole marriage from her. That alone was enough to trouble her. Beola slowly stood up. She knew what she had to do. She would test him. The next time Ochuko asked her for money, she would refuse. Just once. And if Udoka was telling the truth, Ochuko's reaction would show it. As Beola walked back to her car, her mind was made up. A few days later, Biola and Ochuko went to a restaurant for a date. The restaurant was calm that evening. Soft music played in the background, and people sat quietly at different tables, eating and talking. Biola sat across from Ochuko, watching him closely. Before her meeting with Udoka, she would have looked at him with complete trust. But now, everything felt different. That evening, as they talked, Ochuko smiled at her and leaned closer. "Biola, there is something I want to tell you," Ochuko said. Biola looked at him quietly. "What is it, sweetheart?" she asked. Ochuko adjusted himself on the chair. "I need some money to handle a few things at home," he said. "It is urgent." Biola did not answer immediately. She looked at his face. For the first time, she was not listening with love alone. She was watching him. Ochuko noticed her silence. "Why are you quiet?" he asked. Biola took a calm breath. "I am sorry, Ochuko," she said. "I cannot help you right now. I do not have any money to spare at the moment." The change came almost immediately. Ochuko's face became hard. He stared at Biola as if she had insulted him. "Are you joking?" Ochuko asked sharply. Biola stayed calm, but her heart became heavy. "No, I am not joking," she replied. "What do you mean you do not have money to spare?" Ochuko asked. "What is that supposed to mean?" Biola looked at him carefully. This was the side Udoka had warned her about. His voice was harsh, his eyes were impatient. The gentle man she thought she knew was slowly disappearing in front of her. "Ochuko, I only said I cannot help you right now," Biola said. Ochuko pushed his chair back. "You cannot help me?" he asked. Biola looked at him in surprise. She opened her mouth to speak, but Ochuko was not ready to listen. He stood up. "I don't have time for this," he said. He turned and walked out of the restaurant in anger. Biola remained seated. For a moment, she could not even move. She watched him leave through the restaurant door, and it felt as if she was seeing another man. This was not the Ochuko she thought she had fallen in love with. This was the man Udoka had described. Biola sat there for a while, looking at the empty chair in front of her. Then Udoka's words came back to her. "Refuse him once. Say no to one money request, then watch what he does." Biola lowered her eyes. Now she had watched him, and now she knew. A short while later, Biola stood up and left the restaurant. In the days that followed, Ochuko changed completely. He stopped calling her the way he used to. At work, he avoided her. When they passed each other, he acted cold. If she greeted him, he answered like a stranger, or sometimes he did not answer at all. Biola watched everything in silence. Each day, Udoka's warning became clearer. Ochuko was not angry because she hurt him. He was angry because she refused to give him money. That truth broke Biola's heart. She had trusted him. She had believed he loved her. But now she could see that she had been wasting her time with a man who was only interested in what he could gain. 2 days later, Biola made her decision. She walked into Ochuko's office. Ochuko was seated behind his desk. When he saw her, he looked away and continued pretending to be busy. "Good morning, Ochuko," Biola said. Ochuko did not answer. Biola stood still for a moment. Then she walked closer to his desk and looked at him calmly. "So you were married before," she said. Those words hit Ochuko immediately. His face changed. For a moment he could not hide his shock, but he quickly tried to control himself. "What do you mean by that?" Ochuko asked. "Where did you hear that nonsense?" Biola gave a faint smile. "So now you can talk?" she asked. Ochuko said nothing. Biola's face became serious. "You were married to Udoka Orca," she said, "the heiress of Orca energy. But you did not know who she was." Ochuko froze. His eyes stayed on Biola. For the first time, fear entered his face. "Udoka Orca?" he asked quietly. "Yes," Biola replied. "The woman you left because you thought she had nothing." Ochuko swallowed hard. Biola continued. "Thank God she was wise enough to notice your attitude early. Thank God she and her parents were smart enough to test you before you could do more damage. Ochuko looked like a man who had just been hit by truth. His face showed shock. Beola looked at him with deep disappointment. "What hurts me more is not only that you were married before," she said. "What hurts me is that you never told me." Ochuko opened his mouth, but no words came out. Beola stepped closer to the desk. "And the first time I refused to give you money, your whole attitude changed," she said. "You started ignoring me. You treated me like I had offended you." Ochuko tried to speak. "Beola, listen to me," he said. "No," Beola replied. "I have listened enough." Ochuko stood up quickly. "Please, I can explain," he said. "It is not what you think." Beola looked at him. "Then what is it?" she asked. "Explain how you forgot to tell me you were married. Explain how you left your wife because you thought she had no money. Explain why you became angry the first time I refused to give you money." Ochuko became silent. He had no answer. He had been caught, and this time there was nowhere to hide. "Beola, please," he said. "I made mistakes. Please forgive me." Beola reached into her handbag and brought out a small white envelope. She placed it on the table and pushed it toward him. Ochuko looked at the envelope with fear in his eyes. He picked it up with shaky hands and opened it. Inside was an official letter. When he saw the heading, his face changed again. It was a termination letter. He looked up in shock. Beola looked at him calmly. "My father and the company management now know that you used your position in this company to get close to me while hiding the fact that you were married," she said. "They also found out that you repeatedly asked me for money and used our relationship for your own gain." Ochuko stared at her without saying a word. Beola continued. "Ekubor Group has a formal fraternization and conflict of interest policy," Beola said. "The policy is written in the employment documents given to every worker when they join the company." She looked at him firmly. "It clearly states that no employee may use their position, workplace access, or personal relationship with a member of the owner's family for money or any other private benefit." Ochuko remained silent. "You received those documents when you were employed," Beola continued. "You signed them, so you knew the rule." Her voice remained calm. "By hiding important facts, using your access to get close to me, and repeatedly asking me for money, you broke that policy. You also damaged the trust placed in you and created a serious conflict of interest." She pointed at the letter in his hand. "After reviewing the matter, the company management decided to end your employment. That is your official termination letter." She pointed at the letter in his hand. "After reviewing the matter, the management decided to end your employment. That is your official termination letter." Ochuko stared at her as if he did not understand. "You cannot do this to me," he said. "I just did," Beola replied. Ochuko held the letter tightly. "Please, Beola, don't do this. I need this job," he said. Beola's face did not change. "You should have thought about that before using people," she said. Ochuko stepped out from behind his desk. "Please, I beg you, I can change," he said. Beola was not moved. "And the apartment you are living in will no longer be paid for by me," she continued. "The property manager will contact you. You are expected to move out immediately." Ochuko looked broken. "Beola, please," he said again. "I do not want to see you anywhere near me again," Beola said. Ochuko fell to his knees. "Please, forgive me," he begged. "I was wrong. I know I was wrong." Beola looked down at him. For a moment, she remembered Adoka. She thought of how Adoka must have felt when Ochuko abandoned her. Now the same man was on his knees, begging because he had lost what he thought he could control. Ochuko reached for Beola's hand, but she pulled away. "No, Ochuko," she said. "It is over." Then she turned and walked out of the office. Ochuko remained on the floor with the letter in his hand. He knew it was finished. Later that day, Ochuko was seen walking alone on the street. His steps were slow. He kept thinking about everything. He had lost his job. He had lost the apartment Beola paid for. He had lost Beola. And long before that, He had already lost Idoka, the one woman who had truly loved him. But the pain that hurt him most was the truth he had just discovered. Idoka was the daughter of Mr. Saludo Orca. She was the heiress of Orca energy. The woman he threw away was the woman he should have respected. In desperation, Ochuko brought out his phone and called one of his friends. His friend picked the call after some time. "What do you want, Ochuko?" his friend asked. "My brother, please, I need help," Ochuko said. "Things are bad for me." His friend was quiet for a moment. "We heard what happened," he said. Ochuko closed his eyes. "Please, I don't have anywhere to go. I lost my job. Beaola has ended everything," Ochuko said. His friend sighed. "Ochuko, we warned you from the beginning," he said. "We told you not to treat your wife that way. We told you not to chase a woman because of money." Ochuko said nothing. His friend continued. "You did not listen. Now you have to face the consequences of your actions." Ochuko's heart dropped. "I cannot stand by you in this one," his friend said. "You caused this yourself." The call ended. Ochuko slowly lowered the phone. He stood by the roadside for a while, looking lost. Then he sat on a curb by the roadside of the busy street. For the first time, he saw the damage he had caused. He remembered Idoka. He remembered how she begged him to speak to her. He remembered the divorce notice he sent without care. He remembered the way he walked away because he thought she had nothing. Now he had nothing, no job, no rich mistress, no home paid for by another person, no wife who loved him. Ochuko covered his face with his hands. "I ruined everything," he said quietly. And he was right. He had destroyed the good thing he had. He had chased money and lost peace. He had rejected love and received shame. By the time he understood the truth, it was already too late. This story teaches us that true love should never be built on money, lies, or selfish gain. A person who only stays when there is something to collect will leave the moment the benefit stops. We should learn to value people for their hearts, their care, and the way they treat us, not for what we think they can give us. Greed can make a person throw away something precious while chasing what looks better. But when the truth finally comes out, regret may come too late. Love should be honest, patient, and kind. Anyone who uses others for money may end up losing everything. What lesson did you learn from this story? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. I would truly love to read what you have to say. Another interesting story will be coming in a few days, so please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. That way, you will know as soon as the new story is uploaded. If you enjoyed this story, please give the video a like and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.